Good morning from the Alton Towers Resort. You're watching Adventure Planet, where today spooky season begins. Earlier than it ever has done here at the resort, it's Scarefest 2025, starting from today, the 27th of September, going all the way through until the 2nd of November on selected dates. And of course, as is usual for the yearly Scarefest vlog, we'll be heading into the park, checking out all the theming, the decorations, the shows, and the entertainment. And of course, the biggest part of Scarefest are those scare zones and scare mazes. Now, you've got a brand new scare maze to check out today and a brand new scare zone found over at Dark Forest, and I really cannot wait to experience those today. It's going to be fantastic. Of course, we're going to be doing the other mazes as well, the other scare zone burial grounds, and of course going around the park and getting any updates that there might be as well. Now, if you do want to come down to Scarefest, check it all out for yourself. Prices start in advance online from £34, and it's £12 to park your car here. Now, for £34, of course, you'll get entrance into the park. You'll get the Scarefest shows and the entertainment and the scare zones and all the theming and all that kind of stuff. However, if you do want to do those scare mazes, they are an upcharge. Now, there's 3 thrill mazes and 2 family mazes, and it'd be my advice to head online to the Alton Towers website and find a package that works best for you, because of course there's a variety of packages depending on whether you want to do just those thrill mazes, just those family mazes, all of the mazes, or whether you want to one-shot the mazes, whether or not you're a pass holder. So prices do vary. So rather than go through all that here in the intro, my advice would be to head online and check out those prices, find a package that suits you, and go for that one. Park hours today, 10 a.m. through until 9 o'clock. So looking forward to some night rides a little bit later on as well. Really excited for this. Spooky season begins, and it's going to be a good one here at the Alton Towers Resort. Let's go. And here we are then, through those entrance turnstiles into the park itself. Nice and simple through security, nice and efficient. Took about 5 minutes. And here we are then, officially into Scarefest itself with all the bunting. You got the logo here for Scarefest. And as always, Tower Street looking absolutely exquisite. Look at it, all the pumpkins, the hay bales, the bunting, the spooky music playing. Of course, the hearse is back with the freaky friends on there with all the smoke effects. And you can see all the lettering at the back as well with that awesome backdrop of the towers. I tell you what, honestly, Scarefest at Alton Towers, especially on Towers Street, really does look the part, doesn't it? It looks absolutely fantastic. And at night as well, with all this lighting around. You've got the massive pumpkin just off to the left. Oh, spooky season is officially here. Can't wait to check out the resort today. Of course, got all the bunting at the top as well back there. You got these little photo ops with all the pumpkins just here as well, with a nice logo on the banners. Yeah, these were obviously here last year, and you got the logo right in the center as well, which looks really cool. Yeah, let's head down onto Tower Street, have a bit of a closer look. Expecting it to be relatively busy today. Of course, it is a Saturday, the 27th of September, day 1 of Scarefest. Everyone's down in costumes. This is a nice little photo op here, isn't it? Here he is, the big pumpkin in the back. And the entrance plaza just behind that. Yeah, that's nice. You've got more of these huge hay bales here, more of the bunting. I tell you what, honestly, it really does. Scarefest was always kind of the best event here, in my opinion, at Alton Towers, especially from a theming and decoration point of view here on Tower Street. Oh, it really does look great. What is missing this year, though, is kind of that natural theming. Of course, where it's starting so early, you know, sometimes you would have like all the kind of golden leaves all across down here as well, you know, that have fallen off of these trees, give it that real kind of autumnal feel. But yeah, that's not really there today. It's still a little bit warm, actually. We're expecting temperatures of about 14 degrees today, which is, yeah, pretty warm really for, you know, the end of September. So it hasn't really got that crisp autumnal feel about it today, but it still feels great here. Here we are, the frogs are back with their little pumpkin jackets on. You got the pumpkins around them as well. And I love this, the big cauldron here, that's cool. And this book here, By Oak and Chain by Towers Tall, Let Scarefest Spirits Rise Once More. Yeah, I like this. All the frogs with the witches' hats. Yeah, they got their own cauldron this year. Their own spell book by the looks of it. You got the pumpkins on the lights as well. And yeah, there we are, same hearse as last year, featuring the Freaky Friends. Of course, we had 2 new guys added last year. Used to be the Freaky 5. And then we had Vampire and Zombot added. And they became the Freaky Friends. You got all the gravestones and the crosses around here. I love this hearse though. And again, at night with the lights on there and the smoke effects, it does look absolutely glorious. Some more of that bunting around here as well. You got the little crypt there as well, look at that. Some newer theming pieces around so far this year. Yeah, I like that. Always nice to see new additions. And I'm kind of almost expecting that really for Scarefest this year, because of course this really is the only official event that Alton Towers have had this year. So looking forward to kind of seeing all that, all the saved funds be really kind of splashed out on this event here. Of course, you've got all the lettering around here as well. Yeah, I do like those. Of course, they were here last year. Looks really, really cool, doesn't it? Huge lettering. Got to be at least 6 feet tall, those. But yeah, of course, we've seen a lot of the funds go into those new the new scare maze and the new scare zone for this year, of course. So yeah, really looking forward to checking those out later. But yeah, I'm really hoping that they've really kind of splashed out on Scarefest this year. Because yeah, like I say, it really is the first event that Towers have had. Of course, we lost Oktoberfest. So yeah, really expecting something special from the event today. Oh, this is really cool. These plinths were here last year, but that Nemesis one is new. That's really cool. You got the Nemesis eye there. That's great. Oh, I think that could be my new favorite for this year. Of course, the Wicker Man one was my favorite last year. But yeah, they do look absolutely awesome. Now that one at the back there is new as well, I think. Can't remember seeing that last year. Very, very cool. And I got this one here as a resin. Bought that last year. Oh, Tower Street does look absolutely awesome. Shout out to the park for a great job, I've got to say. Yeah, the spooky music as well, setting it off. Oh, even got the crows around as well. And just over to this left side, we've got more of those plinths. Really fantastic work. As always, it does look great here. So many photo opportunities to be had. It's just the atmosphere of it all, isn't it? I do love spooky season. And here we are then in Towers Trade-In, just to have a quick check to see if there's any new merch for Scarefest this year. And yeah, I got to say, I do like this. I can't remember it from last year. I'm not sure if this is new or not, but it's a nice embroidered Scarefest logo on there, on this kind of fleecy feel. And yeah, I do quite like that. Scarefest on the back, £45 for this. Quite like the colouring as well, that's pretty cool. They've also got this nice purple t-shirt here. Again, with a nice embroidered logo. Nothing on the back of this one, £35. Do quite like that. Nice colouring. I do like the Palm Pals here as well. Look at this guy, little ghost. Nice and squashy. Yeah, I do like them. Lots of different characters there. You got little pumpkin plushies down here. Large, medium and small sizes. And you've got this kind of Alton Towers Scarefest section just across the back here with a few new pieces. Yeah, things like these. The hoodies were here last year, but they've got some great resins here, £15 each. Obviously this one I picked up last year, which is really cool. But these ones of the Freaky Friends are great. Or I say Freaky Friends, this is only the 5 originals here. Yeah, the new guys from last year, Vampire and Zombob, aren't part of this. But yeah, you've got Patch there, Skelvin, Franklin and the rest of them. And they're actually really nicely detailed. Do like those. Yeah, like I say, £15 each. You got the Freaky Friends logo on the bottom. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You have got Vampire and Zombob as plushies here though. There we are, £18. And you got some great mugs here. Some of these we've seen before, but I do like this. £15 each for the mugs. This cauldron one is very cool. Do like that. Again, with the Freaky Friends on there, including the new ones. There we are. Got some Freaky Friends patches there. There we are. They're quite nice. Yeah, I do like those. Trying to see if there's a price. Oh, there we go. £5 for the patches and £4.50 for the Crocs charms as well. Here we are. So yeah, some nice new pieces for Scarefest. I gotta say, my personal favourite has got to be this cauldron mug. Really do like that. Might pick that up a little bit later on. Oh, and there we are, just a quick look in Towers Trading there. The Alton Ancestors are out here. Here we go, a little bit of roaming entertainment as well. Looking forward to seeing their show a little bit later on the stage. Fantastic, great to see the Ancestors back out as we make our way back into Towers Street. Hey, and that absolutely awesome hearse. Yeah, like I say, I'm going to make my way down into CBeebies now. Just get a quick construction update on that new Bluey coaster. Oh, the smoke effects does look absolutely grand, doesn't it? Hey, there we go. Love it. Looks awesome. All the smoke effects, glorious. Like I say, so many photo opportunities, everybody kind of standing in front of all the theming here. Such a great vibe and atmosphere, isn't it, Scarefest? An event that started officially all the way back in 2007, but you did have Terror of the Towers that started back in 2002. But yeah, officially since 2007, so it's been going for some time, and it's always been my favourite event here at the park. And that Scarefest lettering, absolutely fantastic. And the thing is with Alton Towers as well, for something like Scarefest, you've got the absolutely awesome derelict towers, which, you know, is just like one massive Halloween prop, isn't it, really? All they need to do is put a couple of smoke tubes around it, some good lighting, and you've got this absolutely incredible building that suits Scarefest to a T. Yeah, all the wooden boxes around here. Oh, I'll tell you what, Towers Street got such a great vibe. I love these plinths. Absolutely glorious. And just to give you some idea, I did say obviously to do go online and check out in terms of prices, depending on what scare mazes you want to do. But just for reference, I am actually a pass holder and I paid £44 to do all 5 of the scare mazes this year. It is worth noting that that is an increase in £4 on this year for one less scare maze. Yeah, there were 6 mazes here to do last year for £40. So yeah, it is actually quite expensive. So that's worth bearing in mind. And here we are then in the outdoor plaza area of Corner Coffee then, with officially now the advertising on those construction walls, advertising Bluey. Get ready for even more Bluey at CBeebies Land in spring 2026. And of course, yeah, we kind of knew that this is what it was going to be, a Bluey roller coaster. We saw the blue walls go in last time I visited the park, and yeah, now it is official. Project Sunshine is now Bluey. As you can see, it's all walled off at this point here. And yeah, just this area here where Postman Pat used to come around is all that exists now. Everything behind these construction walls has been completely removed, and footers are going into place now for that new coaster. Of course, you've got the new track for Treetops here. This was still closed when I last visited the park, so good to see that open again now. Yeah, it is a shame about the little tree house at the back though, which is no longer used. Of course, it used to go through that and kind of wrap around here and then come back down and join the track. At that point, they've just kind of added this section in here, which makes it a much shorter ride. And you can also no longer take photos or video on the ride either, which is, yeah, a little bit of a strange decision that. I mean, that was one of the few rides here at the resort where you could actually do that. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if it's something to do with, you know, maybe seeing over into here and people kind of getting construction updates. I can't imagine that's the case, but yeah, it seems a little bit of a strange decision to stop or to, you know, stop allowing photos and videos on that ride. Yeah, very strange decision, but I'll head on into CBeebies, see if I can get some better views of the construction. The construction walls do look pretty high though. And here we are in CBeebies Land itself then, with all the jolly music playing, and yeah, as expected, these construction walls are still quite high, so I'm not really going to be able to put the camera over to show you, but to be honest, in the few gaps that I've seen, there's not really too much to see that's interesting over there anyway. A few footers in place, but mostly just a messy construction site with some diggers and other construction equipment. But I thought I'd just show you some of the advertising that they've now got up on these construction walls. There you go, book your spring 2026 getaway today. You got the QR codes to scan for all that future information. And there is Bluey with his friends. Now, obviously, as a guy in his 40s, I don't really know too much about Bluey. Obviously, he made his introduction here at Alton Towers very recently. But yeah, I don't really know too much about it myself. I've heard it's a very popular show, though. And the characters do look great. There he is. But yeah, it's certainly not the ride that a lot of people were expecting for 2026. Of course, we were expecting a much more thrilling coaster, potentially coaster, over near David Walliams, and obviously behind what used to be the Alton Towers dungeon. But instead, we got Project Sunshine, which has now been confirmed as Bluey. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this one. I got to be honest, I am going to miss Postman Pat's Parcel Post with obviously all the theming that it had. But who knows what they plan on doing here for Bluey. You know, it could look really good, could be a nice addition to the area. We'll see. I just hope that it has like some unique selling point, some USP, because I got to be honest, the layout for this one really doesn't look very inspiring, does it, for those that have seen the plans? We'll see what happens though, come 2026 for Bluey here in CBeebies Land. And just a quick look at the construction of the new Bluey coaster over at CBeebies Land. And yeah, like I say, I'm actually really curious as to just what that's going to turn out to be. Like I say, I hope there is something unique about it. There has been talks that there's going to be potentially some quirky design with the train or something like that. And I really do hope that's the case, as yeah, like I say, the layout for that coaster isn't really looking the most exciting. But we'll see what happens come 2026. Also over in CBeebies Land, the return of the Monster Ball is back for Scarefest. So if you do have very young children that want to enjoy a nice stage show, you can catch that over in CBeebies Land as well, again for 2025 Scarefest. Talking of stage shows though, look at this. Nothing here on the lawns. There's no stage, there's no food units, there's no game stalls, no entertainment here. Nothing here on the lawns for Alton Towers Scarefest 2025. Of course, we didn't have Oktoberfest this year, which would have seen a lot of the units reused for Scarefest. But yeah, of course, we were with the loss of Oktoberfest, there's nothing here on the lawns. They have got a stage over at the Courtyard with some shows on, which we're going to go and take a look at now, and hopefully some food units and some other bits as well. But of course, the Courtyard is very small. The good thing about it though is that it is nicely covered, and obviously last year at Scarefest they removed the huge cover here. For those that have seen the vlog from last year, I got absolutely soaked at the end of the night, so it's nice that there's going to be some cover over at the Courtyard. Let's go and take a look and see what they've got. And here we are at Mutiny Bay then, as we're going to walk straight past that today and head on down and take a look at what we've got inside that Courtyard arena. And yeah, look who's out down here. Here he is. It's Alton Bear in his Scarefest getup. Hey! There's even a couple of people over on Battle Galleons as well, which just kind of shows how mild it is today. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. I love the hat. It's great. Oh, I do love seeing Alton Bear. Yeah, look at this. Got some theming here. He is, old Franklin. The signpost over to the Courtyard Arena. Yeah, let's go take a look. Yeah, he's cool though, isn't he? Yeah, I quite like this theming down here. Here we go, Alton Ancestors, little box. You got all the lighting around here as well. You got the pumpkins, Freaky Friends logo.
Hello, you're so weird.
Yeah, there he is. There's a big sign, Courtyard Arena. That's a cool photo of, isn't it? Yeah. I do like that. Very nice. And I just thought I'd show you a quick look at the shows that you can expect to find at Scarefest. And I got to say, it's a little bit of a disappointing selection, certainly compared to last year. We've lost a lot of the Freaky Friends shows like Patch's Dance Party and all that kind of thing. And Sin Bin is also now gone. You've got a couple of meet and greets at 4:30 and 5. Alton Ancestors' Final Haunt takes place at 5:30. And then you've got Phil's Halloween Dance Party at 6 and 7. So yeah, definitely a cutback to the shows, probably due to the much smaller stage. Let's go take a look. And here we are then in the Courtyard itself, and yeah, as you can see, all this nice covering in place just in case the weather does turn a little bit wet later on, which actually we are expecting today. We're expecting a little bit of rain coming in around 6-7 o'clock. Hopefully nothing too bad, but at least it's good to know that we will have cover here. And in terms of those food units, yeah, it looks like they brought a few of the trucks down from X Sector here. You got tormented and topped fries. There we are. Burger loaded fries, £11. Obviously none of these open quite yet. You got your selection there of loaded fries, barbecue fries, burger loaded fries, monster stack loaded fries, between £8 and £11. And you've got another one just off to the left here, freaky fish and chips. There we go, fish and chips, £15.25. Fish cake and chips, £8.50. Sausage and chips for £9, not too bad. And you get your sides and sauces and drinks there as well, £15.25. It's quite expensive, isn't it, fish and chips? I suppose it's not too bad though for a theme park price. But yeah, there it is, just a quick look at what you get there. So yeah, it is quite expensive for that, isn't it? But yeah, this obviously is the area where all the entertainment's going to be happening. You've got the bunting hung up here. And of course, just off to the right here, you've got the little tap house as well. But yeah, like I say, I'm not going to lie, a little bit disappointed on kind of a distinct lack of shows at Scarefest for this year. But yeah, like I say, that's definitely going to be to do with the slightly smaller stage that they have here. Although the stage is fantastic. Of course, this was used earlier in the year for the Pirate Takeover. And yeah, it does look great actually. Look at this. It's a really cool castle type backdrop, which looks nice. Got some of the projections in the windows there as well, which looks really cool. Yeah, looking forward to seeing the shows a little bit later. We'll miss Sinbin for this year, but at least we still have Alton Ancestors' Final Haunt coming a little bit later on. And from the Courtyard over to GCI's 2018 wooden coaster Wicker Man, where it is currently a 70-minute wait to feed the flames. Oh, I love that sound. And some off-ride footage there then of Wicker Man. Really good operations on there today, getting those trains sent out nice and fast, which is what we love to see. And also, of course, right next to Wicker Man, you do have one of the 2 scare zones for this year, Burial Grounds. This is back for its 3rd year. Scare zones at the park open from 5 o'clock. So, of course, we'll be coming back and checking this out a little bit later on. And from Wicker Man then over towards Katanga Canyon, and I absolutely love the fact that they've got all of the freaky friends on display around the resort. Here's Gretel and Vampire, there she is over there. I'm assuming that we're going to see all of the freaky friends as we walk around the park today. Yeah, it's really nice, I do like these, great photo ops. And as we make our way through Katanga Canyon then, it is just worth pointing out that the Congo River Rapids have now closed for their annual winter maintenance. These will be reopening again at the start of next season in 2026. All the boats are parked up at the back there, the waterfalls are off, and the troughs are all full of this rainwater. Yeah, great ride this. Do kind of miss it when it's closed. Oldest ride in the park now, opened back in 1986. Originally with a different layout to what it has now. It was all kind of changed up and rethemed as part of Katanga Canyon when this area opened in 1992. And yeah, I do miss the rapids. Do enjoy them here at the resort, as much as they are just a little bit of a lazy river now. What I will say though, is as much as I do love the Katanga Canyon music, I do wish they would have a little bit of a Scarefest remix for this time of the year. You know, just to make it a little bit more spooky. Just some off-ride footage there then of the Runaway Mine train, currently on a 35-minute wait as I've made my way over into Gloomy Wood and the Curse at Alton Manor. But unfortunately, as you can see, the manor is closed. Yeah, it looks like they've just had a full ride evac. The gates just to the left of the show building are open here. And as you can see, the Curse is currently closed. Yeah, a bit of a shame that. I was hoping to have a quick ride on here before making my way over to my first scare maze, which is going to be Altonville Mine Tours. Yeah, the scare maze is open from 1 p.m. So let's head on over and say hello to Tiny. We'll come back and say hi to Emily a little bit later on, hopefully. Yeah, there's no actors out in Gloomy Wood either at the moment for Scarefest, which is a shame. Obviously, we know the entertainment has been cut back at the Merlin resorts, but I thought for Scarefest, they might have had a few just kind of wandering entertainers outside of Curse. And we might still see some a little bit later, but none yet. Just making my way down towards the towers now, then over the bridge. And yeah, it looks like we've got another photo op just down here as well. I really do love these. I think they're fantastic. What a great addition to Scarefest. Here we go. You got Patch in his coffin here. Zob Bob's down there as well. Got Vampire all closed away. Gretel. I really do love this. And of course you've got Skelvin here as well. They really are fantastic photo opportunities. Like I say, the freaky friends all kind of dotted around the park this year. These really are great. Look at him. Proper happy for Scarefest. And here we are then at the centerpiece of the Alton Towers Resort. It is the Towers ruins themselves, nicely decorated for Scarefest with the bunting and the logo. But again, here we go. Hey, it's Zombob, there he is. He looks absolutely awesome, holding the bunting out there and then helping him up the top. Here he is, it's Phil the Mummy up there. Oh, absolutely brilliant. They've done a wonderful job with the decorations and theming this year. Another great photo opportunity right in front of the towers. While we're here at the towers, though, obviously worth mentioning that we have lost 2 scare mazes this year for Scarefest. Of course, the attic is no longer back. We saw everything in there kind of get removed earlier in this season, so we knew that wasn't coming back. So only the 1 maze in the towers for this year, which is, of course, Altonville Mine Tours and Daz Games Panic over at the Hospitality Suite. A maze which actually I didn't mind last year. I thought it was okay. I kind of enjoyed it in there, but that's also not coming back either due to maybe a lack of popularity, or it could be that the licensing for that was only ever going to last 2 seasons. So Daz Games Panic no longer here, of course losing 2 scare mazes but gaining 1 with Edge of the Forest over just behind Dark Forest in that new warehouse that we reported on throughout the year. But yeah, the towers looking absolutely glorious. And here we are then at Scare Maze 1 of 5. It's Altonville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge. And yeah, I've come down here pretty much on opening. Opens at 1 o'clock, like I say. And yeah, the queue is quite long actually, stretching just down the back here. Oh, you got all the creepy music and the creepy sound effects. Oh, it's great to be back for Altonville Mine Tours. Now, of course, this was refreshed back in 2023, but ultimately it has been here now for 9 years, which is a long time. But let's head on in. Unfortunately, can't film in the scare mazes themselves, but still looking forward to doing this one because it is pretty creepy. And here we go, closed by order of the sheriff still. Through this tunnel, and this is what really makes these mazes, isn't it? With the attic as well, I love the fact that they actually were in the towers themselves, and that's what I kind of miss about the attic. I knew the attic was going to be getting removed, but I kind of hoped that it was going to get replaced with something. But yeah, I think they're kind of in the process of removing the mazes from the towers now due to vandalism and things like that. But yeah, here we are. The caravan's back. Are we going to see any of the skin snatchers? Oh yeah, all very creepy. So yeah, like I say, I do feel like they're in the process of removing the scare mazes from the towers themselves, which is a shame because it does make them so atmospheric. So who knows how much longer Altonville Mine Tours will actually be here. Like I say, 9 years now is quite a long time. Here we go, you got the goldsmith just over here. And like I say, unfortunately can't film in the mazes, so I'll let you know my full thoughts when I come out. And I have just come out of Altonville Mine Tours Tiny's Revenge there, and you just hear the chainsaws going off behind me. Scare Maze 1 of 5 here at the Alton Towers Resort. And you know what? Yes, it's been here for 9 years, and yes, it's not really changed much, even with that refresh that took place in 2023. But I'll tell you what, it's still a strong maze. It's dark in there, it's cramped, there's narrow corridors, there's parts where you have to duck under the ceiling, there's some good lighting in there, really dark at times. There's some nice props with the gas masks, the kind of formaldehyde around, the scalped skins on the heads. The actors in there were fantastic. Yes, it's day 1, first thing in the day. They're going to have a lot of energy, but yeah, the actors in there are great. You got the guys with the gas masks on, the crying women that have been scalped, to the word that they're going to take their hair and all this kind of stuff. I think it's a strong maze, even though it's been here for as long as it has. And like I said earlier, what really makes it is the fact that it's still in the towers. That's what makes it that really kind of creepy atmosphere and stuff, you know. I was sad when the attic went, but I was even sadder when I found out that they wasn't going to be replacing it. As I think the scare maze is in the towers, I think it's a fantastic idea. Unfortunately though, due to wear and tear and general kind of vandalism in the towers, I think, like I said earlier, they are looking to remove them. So I'm not quite sure how long this maze has got left here in the towers, but I still really do enjoy it. A strong start to Scarefest 2025. And just coming away from Altonville Mine Tours now, as I make my way in front of the towers, you've got these awesome photo ops, which of course we've seen before, the big pumpkins. This one down here looks great. I can't remember if this was here last year or not. I don't think I actually saw this. Here we go, patch 1, fast and freaky, fresh from our patch. It says pumpkin delivery, yay! All different colours, sizes and shapes in there. Yeah, looks great. Another fantastic photo op. Here we are, Patch's pumpkin delivery, established in 2007. Love his number plate with patch 1. I'll tell you what, it's been an absolutely glorious day today. Feeling really nice and mild, patches of blue sky, the sun poking through. I'm wearing my jacket, but I actually feel like I need to take it off. And the towers look awesome on days like today, don't they? Look at that. Absolutely superb. As we make our way past the towers now then, over to the brand new scare zone for 2025. I'm really excited for this. It is, of course, Edge of the Forest. The star of the show being the Lesh Wall, as we get to explore a forgotten cottage at the edge of Dark Forest. I'm really looking forward to this. Now, we saw the building for this go into place some time ago now. We thought obviously the new maze was coming last year because the building was in place. We thought they were going to theme it up and obviously get that new maze in for 2024. However, unfortunately, due to delays, that didn't actually happen. But this year, it has, and we know it is now Edge of the Forest. We'll also find Dark Hollow down this way as well, which is the new scare zone for this year. That'll be opening up at 5 p.m. And here we go then at the brand new scare maze, Edge of the Forest. Do like the logo up there. Yeah, we had a little bit of downtime. They had some technical issues, so did have to wait around for about 10 minutes there. However, it is back open. And we're heading on down. There's the building just through there. Through this kind of scaffolding queue line. Yeah, but I love this. All through the trees and everything here. Really looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Lesh Wall is all about. Call him a Weshlaw then. This is great. All this just kind of expanding that story to the Dark Forest. Here's the queue just up here. Hopefully we won't be waiting too long. And I'll let you know my thoughts when I come out. Heard that this one is really heavily themed. Really excited for this. Let's go. Doesn't look too bad. And I've just had my very first walkthrough then of Alton Towers' brand new scare maze, Edge of the Forest. And you know what? That was absolutely phenomenal. I would actually go as far to say that, in my opinion at least, that is one of the best scare mazes that Alton Towers have ever had here in all the years that Scarefest has been running. I was really impressed with that. I had several jump scares. The theming in there is absolutely top notch. And the story, I'm not going to go too into detail of it, but just bear in mind that there will be some spoilers here. The story is very cool. You head into the scare maze initially, you speak to kind of this witch that's giving you all the warnings about the Lesh Wall. The lights then go out and you're led into the maze itself. And it starts off, you're kind of going through these narrow sort of walkways. You've got kind of the leaves above you. There's a car in there, like the front of a car looks like an old Volkswagen Beetle or something. You go through this door into like this kitchen area where you've got kind of the table set up and the chairs and like a loaf of bread or something. And then you go through into kind of this area where there's fences. And then you come through into exactly the same area again, as if you've come back into the room where the witch gave you kind of the introduction, if you like. And I was kind of thinking, hang on a second, we've been through here, what's going on? But that was kind of the first half of that maze. You're kind of going through the same areas, but they're getting more and more twisted as you go through them. Like the car is starts to turn all rusty, and the radio that it's playing starts to jam up with like weird frequency noises. The kitchen table starts to get kind of all rotten. You get more scare actors coming in. The fence posts are all kind of falling over. The light above the doorway that leads into the kitchen is like falling off. And the more you go through this scene, the more twisted and warped it gets. It was a fantastic effect. Really did enjoy it. And then the second half of the maze was new scenes, and you have a bed scene in there, and you do actually get your photo taken in that room, and there's a photo booth as you come out. And I'll tell you what, I had an absolutely huge fright in there. Really creepy scene. Couple of scare actors. You got this body in the bed with blood all over its face. I'll tell you what, Not going to say any more about it. Needless to say, it was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed that. There was just so much to see. The creepy music, the smells in there, the sound effects. It really was fantastic. Going to need some more run-throughs on there just to get a real feel for it. But I really did enjoy it. We'll be coming back and doing that one a little bit later on. The only really disappointing thing I thought with it was how it's themed externally. There's nothing really on the building itself, and the queue line really wasn't much to talk about. It's just kind of that scaffolding. So I would like to see a little bit more theming externally. However, inside it really was fantastic. Absolutely recommended if you come down here for Scarefest 2025. And as you probably saw in the background of that last shot then, this is also where you'll find the entrance to Dark Hollow. As you can see, currently barriered off until 5 p.m. We'll be checking that out a little bit later on. This is just located on your right as you exit out of Edge of the Forest. As a matter of fact, right behind me here, this is the walkway entrance into the maze itself. And I just queued up for a second walkthrough at Edge of the Forest, and I'll tell you what, even better than the first time. Both times only waited 10 minutes as well, which is fantastic. And I'll tell you what, that is such a fantastic maze. It really is. I was waiting around at the exit point for about 10 minutes. People were coming out in tears. It really is quite scary. And again, had a number of frights in there. I absolutely love it. Going to try and do it a third time a little bit later on if I can. In the meantime though, heading down to Fountain Square. Nice to see all the bunting out here. Down towards Hex, and it looks as though we've got lots of theming down here to see as well. And of course, Alton Ancestors do actually provide their final horn. There's some of them here. Here we are. Hey, love the costumes. Hey, here we go. Fantastic. How you doing? Yeah, of course, they have their final show, the final horn, over at the stage, but they do have some roaming entertainment going on as well. As you just saw them there, they were about to put on a show right here in Fountain Square. So yeah, can't wait to see that. We'll put in some footage coming up. There we go, we've got the trusses around here and the bunting as well. And the old Scarefest sign. Yeah, I wonder if we were going to see that. Of course, this used to be on the lawns last year. And it's now here in Fountain Square. So yeah, I believe the Alton Ancestors will be here shortly, putting on a little bit of a show. They also have a show down on Tower Street as well. Hey, look at this. Here's old Franklin. Hey! What's he doing? I love this. Yeah, it's a nice little touch again with the Alton Towers Scarefest logo. Hey, looks great. What's he doing? Is he filling up the fountain or what? He's on his ladder. Look at this. Absolutely brilliant. I've loved every single one of these so far. They look great. And just some highlights there then of the Alton Ancestors and their show here at Fountain Square. And I always really do enjoy that show. Some great costumes, great dancing, and great song selection. And as you saw towards the end there as well, getting the whole audience involved, especially the kids, absolutely love doing a little bit of dancing of their own. Hex, the Legend of the Towers here, currently on a 20-minute wait, according to the app. Absolutely awesome Vekoma Madhouse with a superb soundtrack. You got Spooky Smoothies just off to the left there. Another one of the trucks straight out of X Sector. And yeah, as you saw a little bit earlier, they do have the entire seating area that was found on the lawns last year is now here in Fountain Square. So you've got the big truss in the middle with all of the banners. then all the seating around here with all the kind of theming and decoration with the pumpkin leaves. And kind of the golden look to it, as you can see just here. Yeah, basically exactly what was on the lawns last year has now been moved to here in Fountain Square. And like I say, of course, you've got that Scarefest neon signage there just to the right as well for that photo op. I do love these wreaths though, all the pumpkins on. And yeah, it's just a nice little seating area, isn't it? I'm glad they've saved it. Kind of liked all these benches and things over on the lawns last year, so it's good to see them here. And then, yeah, Franklin over the back in the fountain. While I'm actually here, though, we are going to be heading on over to, of course, the family mazes. We have got Trick or Treat Town and Amigos in the Afterlife back for this year. I'm looking forward to getting my bag of sweets. Yeah, I was in kind of two minds of whether to actually do the family mazes this year, because I'm not actually expecting any changes to these mazes at all. And these are kind of more family affairs, obviously, much more focused for the kids. But you know what? I thought, no, I'm going to do them just to head on in and check just to see if there are any changes or not. We'll start off with Trick or Treat Town with Haribo and Mawam. There we go, get some sugary treats. And here we go, as mentioned there, we're going to start off with Trick or Treat Town with Haribo and Mawam. Absolutely love this signage, I think it's great. This maze back for its 5th year, where you head on in, you knock on all the doors, the actors come out and they give you your sweets. And it's a beautifully themed maze in here, but unfortunately, as is always the case with Trick or Treat Town, you cannot take any photos or videos in here, which is such a shame because there's so many nice photo opportunities in here. I really don't understand why they don't allow it. It's a real shame, to be honest. I love the theming out here though, with the boxes with kind of the gummies on them here. They look nice. And yeah, you got the signage back as well. 34 days until Halloween with the ghost and the bat on there. Right, I head on in, grab my bag of sweets, and I'll let you know my thoughts. And here we go then, just about to head on in to Trick or Treat Town. I've got my bag, here we go. Trick or Treat Town with Haribo. Mawam not mentioned on the bag, so they've probably been reused from last year. Yeah, you got some theming on the outside of the building here, but unfortunately this is as far as I can take you. So like I say, I'll let you know my thoughts when I come out. Let's go. And I've just come out of my experience then from Trick or Treat Town, back for its 5th year, maze 3 of 5 here at the Alton Towers Resort. And you know what? I absolutely love it in there. I think it's brilliant. All of the set pieces, the theming, the colors, it's so vibrant in there. And the actors really do make it as well. They're fantastic, fitting all the characters that they're portraying. And yeah, really quite funny. Some of them do a little bit of a trick to you. You might get a little bit of a spray with a water gun. Most of them, though, give you a nice handful of sweets. I've come out there with an absolute stacked bag in my rucksack. Cannot wait to tuck into those on the drive home. But yeah, it's just so nice in there. The lighting, the smoke effects, it's so nice. I just don't agree with them not allowing photography in there. You want to be able to capture those memories and show everybody what it's like in there. It's a very strange decision, and I hope at some point in the future they do relax that rule, because it is a shame. Anyway, one maze down, one left to go in terms of the family mazes. Of course, this is Amigos in the Afterlife coming up. Didn't think too much of this last year. We'll see if anything's changed. Let's go take a look. And here we go then, walking back down that very colourful queue line to Amigos in the Afterlife with all the painted barrels and all kind of the bunting around the top here. Looks really nice. You got that Mexican music playing. Of course, this is all based around Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. And yeah, like I say, I didn't really think too much of this one last year. And it does go on for quite a bit as well, almost 30 minutes, I think. But we'll see. See if there's any changes for this year. The facade does still look really nice though. All of the flowers. And then the little trailer out the front as well. Looks really nice. Let's head on in. I'll give you my thoughts when I come out. Day of the Dead. And I've just come out of my experience of Amigos in the Afterlife then, back for its 2nd year, maze 4 of 5 here at the resort for 2025 Scarefest. And yeah, there's been absolutely no change in that from last year. Basically made up of a number of scenes. You've got like a cooking scene in there, a dancing scene, a lucha libre scene, and a mariachi scene right at the end before you come out through the Hall of Spirits. And yeah, you know what, I enjoyed it a little bit more than I did last year, probably mainly due to the fact that I was chosen for both the dancing scene and and the Luce Libre scene, which was pretty embarrassing. But of course, you just got to go along with these things, haven't you? So yeah, it was quite fun. The actors in there are great. The smells in there are fantastic. What I would say though is the theming is just very, very tacky. It's all kind of painted up in that UV paint, and some of it just really doesn't look very good at all, unfortunately. Its biggest problem, however, is it's just too long. It goes on for 30 minutes. So do bear that in mind if you do come down to do this maze. However, you know, again, I will reiterate, as I said last year, it's not pitched at my age range. It's definitely for the young ones. Same with Trick or Treat Town next door as well. So yeah, you have to go in with that in mind. But yeah, I do think they just need to cut one or two of those scenes out, just shorten the experience a little bit, because I think 30 minutes is just far too long for that one. That's both the family mazes done now. Then going to make my way back round to the Courtyard now then, because we've got, of course, Alton Ancestors Final Haunt coming up. And from Amigos in the Afterlife then down into Dark Forest and the 2005 Intamin launch coaster Rita, currently on a 45-minute wait, and there she goes. Hey, and you know what, it's great to see her back in action. Of course, last time I visited the park, Rita was undergoing an extended closure, and no one really knew whether it was going to be coming back or what the issue was. And yeah, if we were ever going to see her again, so it's great to see her back in action. And apparently, from what I've heard, operations have been pretty good today on Rita. Unfortunately, not going to have a chance to ride it today though. Gonna head on down to, like I say, the Courtyard for the Ancestors Final Haunt. Just thought I'd stop off in Dark Forest on the way. And of course, Dark Forest is home to not one, but two Intamin coasters here. You also have 13. The Intamin multi-dimensional coaster from 2010, currently on a 40-minute wait. Way as Rita storms overhead. Fantastic. And here we are then, made my way back down to the Courtyard for that showing of Final Haunt by the Alton Ancestors. And look who's out, all the freaky friends are out here as well. You got Patch, Skelvin, Phil and Franklin all out, giving photo opportunities to everybody. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, coming up is highlights of that show from Alton Ancestors. It's Final Haunt. And you've just seen the highlights there then of Alton Ancestors Final Haunt, and I do really love that show. The costumes, the dancing, it's all fantastic. It's basically the same show as you'll find when they're roaming around the park in Fountain Square, Tower Street, etc., minus the interaction with the kids. Obviously they can't get the kids up onto the stage. But yeah, the stage is great, nice backdrop, great lighting, really did like the show. However, I think I preferred last year's. I preferred kind of the remix songs and some of the choreography of last year. I also think that you do need to be aware that that is quite a small area in the courthouse, and I feel like on a show that might be really busy, there's not a lot of room in there. I do kind of preferred it when it was on the lawns. However, it was still a great show. Always enjoy seeing the Alton Ancestors. And from the Courtyard then over into X Sector, and I've got to say, for Scarefest 2025, I have been so impressed with the theming. Look at this over in X Sector, all kind of themed to the Smiler. You got Gretel here. It just looks great. They've done such a good job. And there goes the Smiler overhead. Ah, absolutely fantastic as we head on into X Sector. Hey! Still setting the record for the most number of inversions in the world. 14. The Gerstlauer Infinity. The Smiler. What's the queue time for the Smiler? Is it a big one? 50 minutes currently for the Smiler. What a beast. Of course, X Sector is also home to the world's first B&M dive coaster. It is Oblivion, standing at 180 feet tall on just a 30-minute wait. Don't look down. And as I make my way back down to the Courtyard then, the sun has started to go down, the park's starting to filter out, and I thought I'd just come and take another look at Towers Street with all the lighting in effect and the creepy audio that's now playing around here. It looks great, doesn't it? The green lighting and the purple. The hearse looks fantastic. All the smoke effects. And there's a really creepy vibe and atmosphere around here now. Whoa. It just looks epic. And just some highlights there then from Phil's dance party on the stage over in the Courtyard. And you know what, I don't think that's actually changed it in any way since last year. However, it's still a really fun show. About 25 minutes in length, features all of the Freaky Friends. And yeah, the stage really makes it. The lighting was great, choreography is good, and of course those costumes really are fantastic. Really did enjoy the show, and of course all the kids really like meeting all of the Freaky Friends as well. Now, as you can tell, I've just made my way out of the Courtyard now. The sun's gone down and it's time to get those scare zones in. However, I don't know if you can tell, but Burial Grounds behind me is savagely busy. The queue is wrapping all around the front here and then all the way back down that pathway. So I might give Burial Grounds a miss. Obviously, we have done that before. We might head on over to the new scare zone, Dark Hollow, because I'm really excited to get that one in. So let's go and take a look at that one first. And here we go then, waited about 5 minutes. We're about to enter Dark Hollow. Can we escape before the forest claims us? Who knows? Just gonna follow these guys here. Oh, it's great to have a new scare zone here at Towers. It's something I've been saying for years now. It's something that they could do so well. They need more scare zones. Burial Grounds was great, and it's fantastic that they've got a new one here this year, but get more. You've got so much acreage to work with. Oh, that's spooky music. Oh, this is such a great setting for a scare zone, isn't it? Oh wow, look at this. Oh, this looks so ominous. One of the Wraith's up there and she's right in front of me, so I didn't even see that. Came out of absolute nowhere. I think I've actually just swallowed my own heart. She was right in front of me. Wow. Oh, there we go. Nice spiked mace there. You know when you kind of get like a real big fright and you're so scared nothing actually comes out of your mouth in terms of a noise? That was literally me right there. Oh, all these statues around here, all the wraiths. Oh, look at this. The lighting here is fantastic. Oh. Oh, wow. Hi, Jesus Christ. Very nearly swore then. Oh, there she is. That's kind of creepy. All the teddy bears around here. Oh. Oh, that's disturbing. Oh, wow. Okay, these costumes are very freaky. Hey. Oh, wow, the theming in here is absolutely on point. This is incredible. Oh, I got visions of the cymbal monkey. Oh, there she is. Oh. Got all the benches around with all kind of the rotten food. That is really, really disturbing, that is. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I'm going to take my leave now. That is... Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I'll tell you what, Alton Towers this year, with this new scare maze and the new scare zone, they have absolutely knocked it out of the park. This is incredible.
Oh my God.
Oh God, I can't even see. What is that? It's an actual bear. Oh my, wow. Okay, that's all right. I don't even see these people until I'm actually walking into them. It's so dark around here. Oh, wow. All the bears hanging in the trees. Look at this. Oh, there's another one. Wow. She's being tormented by a bear. Oh. Absolutely fantastic. That is really, really freaky. And I think that's going to bring us to the end of Dark Hollow. Or does it? Oh. Wow. What a great setting for a scare zone. And here we are, back out into the dark forest with Rita right in front of us. And you've just joined me for my first ever experience in Dark Hollow then. I tell you what, both that and Edge of the Forest here at Scarefest 2025 have been fantastic. The theming inside there, again, absolutely on point, but it was the actors. They just felt like they were coming out of nowhere. Twice, I just walked into them, didn't even see them. At the fright of my life, right at the beginning, I literally thought my heart was collapsing. I really did. That was absolutely terrifying. The jester costume in there was really, really creepy. The actors are all coming up right up close behind you. And like I say, the theming, again, on point. All the bears hanging down, all the kind of picnic benches, all the rotten food on, the little Wendy houses, all the lighting in there, those sound effects and the audio as well. Absolutely on point. I just wished that it went on for a little bit longer, but of course there's only so long it can go. The setting for that is great, actually, all in amongst the natural foliage and the trees. Really does set it off. Very impressed with that. I'll tell you what, like I said, reiterate, the new Scare Zone and the new Scare Maze this year have been absolutely banging achievements for the resort. Really, really impressed with both. And from Dark Hollow back to the towers themselves, and that smoke tube that we saw earlier has now been inflated, but it could just do with pumping out a little bit more because you can't quite see it at the moment. But look at the towers. They look absolutely incredible for Scarefest, don't they? All lit up. Banqueting hall window there glowing in that red. It looks incredible. And again, with the music and the sound effects playing out here as well. What an amazing building. Gonna head back down now to Burial Grounds then, see if that queue's died off a little bit. Get that Scare Zone in, and then we'll be heading over to the final Scare Maze, 5 of 5, and that is Compound over towards Forbidden Valley. I've always absolutely loved this signage for Burial Grounds. Here we are, and the queue is very much reduced now, so hoping this is going to be just a 5-minute wait as well. Looks great, doesn't it, with the torches above there. Back for its 3rd year. Let's head on in and go and meet the Bjornen. It's all the fire effects, isn't it, in this Scare Zone that really does make it. Couldn't believe they actually used fire in this. It's such a nice touch and it looks epic. You got the screams coming from Wicker Man just off to the left. Oh, it's just, I tell you what, Alton Towers, they do atmosphere really well. Look at this. Fantastic. And here we go then. Like I say, for the 3rd year, it's back to say hello to the Bjornen. Oh, I love it. It's all this kind of creepy signage, Jesus. Wow. Oh, yeah, I'm getting too old for this. Feed the flames. Oh, here we go. Oh, I do love a good Scare Zone. And Burial Grounds is always fantastic. Oh, I'm not going that way. Where is he? Join us. Here we go. Oh.
Your modern technology will not please the Wicker Man.
Oh, okay.
Disgusting.
Oh, wow, she's angry. She doesn't like my camera? How rude. Okay, got someone with a scythe.
You're pathetic.
Wow. Actually.
Die.
Not just yet. Wow. And by scythe, of course, I meant machete. Uh-oh, here we go. What's she got?
Your modern technology will destroy.
I know, I've been told. Wow. Oh, they're just everywhere. They walk with such a purpose.
What use?
Oh, more machetes, lovely.
You're the chosen.
Hey. Oh, I absolutely love it. And the Wicker Man coaster just rattling overhead really makes it as well. Hey! Wow! Look at this. Oh. Great theming. Oh. Ah, it's got a just squeeze my way through here. Can't see anything. It's all smoky. Oh. Oh. Oh, wow.
Chaos!
No, I think so.
It's only the beginning.
Love the costumes.
Right into a body bag.
I love the costumes. They're great. Oh, here we go. All this real fire is just outstanding. Oh. All right, a little bit freaky. Oh. Oh, there we go, just through there. It just looks great. I love this scare zone, I really do. Absolutely epic. Oh. There are literally scare actors everywhere. It's great. And there we are. For a third year. That is Burial Grounds. I really, really do enjoy that. So many scare actors there, the theming. Oh, unfortunately you do come out to a noisy generator and a lungful of petrol, which kind of breaks the immersion somewhat. But of course, the scare zone is over by that point, so it doesn't matter too much. And there goes Wicker Man. It's a really, really enjoyable zone that. There's some great theming around with all the signage. The Bjornen are really quite freaky. You've got the women in there with the machetes. Absolutely incredible. And those fire effects really are phenomenal. What a great scare zone. Really do enjoy it every year. Good to see it back. Yeah, I really, really do enjoy Burial Grounds. I think it's fantastic. I like all this green lighting as well as we kind of head down towards Katanga Canyon. And this is what I mean. This is kind of what we wanted earlier in the day. This nice kind of spooky music. Oh, it's nice. I get like when obviously the sun goes down, it all gets a lot more spooky. But I would have liked, like I say, a bit of a remix, Scarefest remix of the usual Katanga Canyon soundtrack. That would have been really, really cool. Love all this green lighting though. All the fairy lights around. Such a great atmosphere. And look at this prop here in Katanga Canyon. I completely missed this earlier. Now it's all lit up. It stands out really well. All the pumpkins on there. And there he is. Phil the Mummy. These props, I've said it so many times already, I think they're great. They really do look the part. And like I say, it's not just like the freaky friends just standing around. They're all kind of themed into the area, which is really, really cool to see. Another great photo op. And we just had a walk-on ride on Cursed Alton Manor then. I'm back here at Compound, back here for its second year. Nice, intense scare maze this. Looking forward to getting back in. Yeah, it was a good ride on the Cursed Alton Manor. Unfortunately, the projections where it shows Emily actually in the ride vehicle with you wasn't working. The Trommel Tunnel was though, which is good. But here we are, Compound, the final scare maze of the night. Oh, this was a good one last year. Nice and intense. Let's go. And here we are then, no wait whatsoever for Compound. We're in the next batch. Absolutely brilliant walk on. Of course, like I say, the park has filtered out quite a lot now, and certainly so for the scare mazes as well. I'll see you when I get out. And I've just come out of my experience of Compound then, the final scare maze out of the 5 that they've got here. And you know what, I've got to say, I actually forgot how intense that maze was. That is still the most intense scare maze here, even more so than Edge of the Forest, purely down to the fact that they are allowed to touch you in Compound, and you're getting pulled along and pushed forward and shown in kind of different ways, different rooms. You're locked in kind of isolation. You go through parts of that maze completely on your own. So yeah, from an intensity point of view, Compound is still the winner here at the resort. Absolutely brilliant maze. Lots of strobe lighting, claustrophobic corridors, parts where you need to duck under. Like I say, I was put in isolation twice, went through a lot of that maze completely on my own. You've got the younglings in there, like kind of the little nemesis creatures and stuff that kind of hunt you around. You've got the crazies in there, you've got the guys with the cattle prods. It really is an intense and fantastic maze. Totally forgot. I mean, to be honest, that felt like a completely different run to last year. There's so many different ways that you can get pushed into, different rooms and different things that can happen to you. Usually you need a good 3 or 4 runs through that maze for you to actually see everything. All the props inside there are fantastic. I saw some very weird things in there, like animal cages and kind of pools of water at the bottom with kind of all acidic bubbles floating through them. Lots of strobe lighting, some kind of gymnasium, I think, with kind of ropes hanging down. I was put in a cell and just watched menacingly by the 2 guards for about at least a minute. It felt like forever, and it's a long maze as well. It really, really is good. And like I say, walk on as well. Can't argue with that. Absolutely fantastic maze. I do love it. And from Compound then into the final area of the park then, it is of course Forbidden Valley. Am I going to be able to get another night ride in today? I've got about 8 minutes until park close. Tank looks great, doesn't it? Nemesis Subterra off to the left, just a 5-minute wait. Now at Alton After Dark, I actually chose Nemesis Reborn as my final night ride. But tonight, I'm fancying a little bit of Toxicator, to be honest. Oh, the helicopter looks great. Unfortunately, the rain has just started coming down as well. Not too heavy at the moment. But yeah, it was due to come in around about this time. It's supposed to be getting fairly heavy as well, so hopefully the heaviness of the rain can hold off for just another half an hour or so. Do you know what? I do love Alton Towers at night. Such a shame that they don't do more of these late night openings, you know. We only have Scarefest and Alton After Dark at the start of the season. Everything has just got such a great vibe and atmosphere. And there she is, the beast. It's Nemi Reborn. Currently on a 20-minute wait. I will head on over to Toxicator though. Hopefully that's not on a long wait. Maybe we can even get both. We'll try. As she enters that first inversion. And into that 0G roll. Fantastic. All right, let's head on over to Alton Towers' newest addition, Toxicator. Opened earlier this year. The Huss suspended topspin. Let's go and take a look at the queue time. And it's just a 10-minute wait for Toxicator. Hey. It was a great addition for 2025, this. Whoa. Let's join the queue. Last ride of the night. And waited just 10 minutes then for my night ride on Toxicator, riding on the Fermion side. It's a great ride, that, nice and intense. I do like it. Got a couple of extra spins on there as well over what it used to have on opening day and back in June, which was nice. Yeah, really do enjoy Toxicator. But that's it. That is going to wrap up this vlog here from the Alton Towers Resort, Scarefest 2025. And as a summary, all I can say is that the event this year is absolutely outstanding. It really, really is. You can kind of see where those funds have gone from obviously not having Oktoberfest this year or any other event. They've really put those extra funds to good use across the park, obviously with those scare mazes, but the theming and the atmosphere and the vibe of the park this year is where it's been at. It's just been incredible, from the smoke and the lighting, all the little props around. It's just been great. Disappointing on the lack of shows. I do feel like the variety of shows is missing from last year. Would have liked to have seen a few more of those. Obviously the Alton Ancestors was fantastic. They still have their roaming shows, but there were a lot more shows on the main stage last year, so I do feel like I'm kind of missing those. But honestly, that's probably the only disappointment that I can really pick up on this year at Scarefest. All of the scare mazes are fantastic, apart from Amigos in the Afterlife, like I say, but I don't like being negative about that because it's not really pitched at my age group. So let's just talk about the two new additions for this year. Edge of the Forest, absolutely fantastic. I loved that scare maze. Just the way you go round, like, you know, the same areas like 3 times at the start, but you're just seeing it become more twisted, more dilapidated, more ruined. It's great. And then the rest of that scare maze, like I say, without any spoilers, it's just great. Some real strong frights, really intense, and the theming in there is fantastic. And then of course the same really for Dark Hollow. Absolutely incredible. Again, the scare actors in there, the costumes, the lighting, the theming, all the kind of decorations around, and the really kind of odd trinkets that you spot, and just the way the actors are superbly hidden is absolutely incredible. Both of those additions this year were absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed them. Unfortunately, only managed to do Edge of the Forest twice and Dark Hollow only done the once. I wanted to try and fit everything in today, which luckily enough I have done. It has been quite busy at the park today. Queue times have seen in excess of 70 minutes on quite a lot of rides. However, it did tend to kind of filter out probably around 6 o'clock, which wasn't too bad. The shows on the stage, what they actually do have here, are fantastic. Really enjoyed those. Like I say, always enjoy the Alton Ancestors, and the towers themselves look absolutely incredible. Do you know what? Honestly, I have so many good things to say about Scarefest this year. It's been great. Operations across the park, from what I've heard, have actually been pretty good. Unfortunately, I've only done 2 rides today, Curse at Alton Manor and of course Toxicator. Curse did go down for a little bit earlier. They did have a full evac, but other than that, I think the operations today have been really good. Trains on the coasters getting sent out nice and fast. 3 train services on the Wicker Man. So yeah, from what I've seen, it's actually been really good. What can I say? It's been an absolutely outstanding day. I've enjoyed every second of it. I'm absolutely shattered now though. It's been a long day for sure, and luckily even the weather held off for us, which is absolutely brilliant. So that's it. What an absolutely brilliant day. If I didn't live so far away, I would come back here for another night, another 2 nights, weeks. Oh, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. But here from the Alton Towers Resort, I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, happy riding everybody. And I shall see you in the fog.